fellas, I'm out here in the garage this morning, and boy, I'll tell you what, I appreciate y'all coming back to my channel and stopping by and checking out what I'm doing. Man, I tell you what, it's kind of cold out here. See right there, it's 53 degrees. Man, I just turned the heater on about 15, 20 minutes ago, and it takes my old heater a pretty good while to get this up to about 55, 60 degrees in here. But, all right, fellas, some of you guys have been asking about the 37 Ford pickup monster truck I've been working on, and I've got a little work done on it, but I want to show you a little bit of where this all started out at. If y'all remember, this is what started it all off. This little Bigfoot 4x4 prototype. These were back in the mid 30s. And I'm going to show you here. These were built by the Marmon Harrington Company. And when I saw that, I thought, man, that looks pretty sharp. So I started looking for some wheels and tires for this thing because I wanted to build it like this, and I really couldn't find anything to my liking. So you know how I am, guys. It was early in the game and things changed, and boy did they change. So anyway, that's what started it all off. So let's go over here and take a look now. But before we really get deep into that, let me show you all something here. Let me turn it around. My wife goes to this secondhand store, this antique store. She's real good friends with the lady, and she gave me some of these before, and she gave me another one. Somebody, whoever, they take these license plates and rivet them together. To make a little box. I don't know what that would be used for. I really don't know, but she gives them to me, and I drill the rivets out and use the license plates to either hang on the wall, or I think I'm going to use this one and some of the others she gave me to make some the roof for some birdhouses I'm going to make this spring. But I really appreciate her giving me all these plates. They're not real old plates. That's a 93 and this was a 81, but anyway, I appreciate her doing that. Then, guys, while I was at my hobby shop the other day, my good buddy Scott over there, the owner, he bought somebody out, and he showed me a bunch of boxes he had, and he said, go through them and see if you can find something that you like. So this one caught my eye. I don't know why, but it just caught my eye. So I got it for a good price, so I bought it. Check this thing out, guys. 59 Cadillac Eldorado, Seville. Man, that's cool looking. That's a land yacht for sure. Let me get the lid off this thing. Let y'all look at this body. Let me get down here in the light. Man, that's a killer looking body. That's a land yacht for sure, isn't it? Guys, back in the 50s and early 60s, everything was about the rocket era. Get those big old fins on there. It looked like those rockets that we were sending up to the moon. I don't know, just something about this one just struck my fancy, so I bought it. That might be a pretty cool build. I just thought it looked pretty cool. All right, guys, let's get over here and start talking about this 37 Ford monster truck I've been working on. And here's what I got, fellas. Excuse me. Boy, where did I start out on this one now? All right, this is the kit that I had, and I used the body. That's about all I used was the body on this. Haven't really done anything to the body. It's all stock the way it comes out of the kit. Got me a little, I'm going to call that a little 302 with a tunnel ram set up on it. Yeah, this is not a competition monster truck. This is a monster truck the old boy built in his barn out back in his spare time from working the field, and he wanted something to play around with in all those acres he's got out there. So that's what this is going to be. All right. Now, I started out, I didn't want to put those big tires on it, so let me get this one out of the way. We already know what that is. That's the body. So I needed a frame for it, so I went and I bought this kit. And I thought, that's jacked up pretty good. Maybe that frame would fit up underneath there and look pretty cool. Now the tires, those tires are too small, but I thought about the frame, you know, it being a shorter frame, but it was actually way too short, and it didn't quite work out. So I didn't like that. So then I directed my attention to this kit. Now, this kit, this style of monster truck versus this monster truck that I built last year, this one is the newer style with the tube frame and the mid-engine mounted, you know, mounted in the down in the tube chassis. This is the old school way where the engine is still up under the hood. So that's what I was going for this one, and that's the chassis that I've got up underneath there right now. Now, I had to do a lot of work to this. I had to shorten it up. I got the wheelbase set up pretty good, right in the center of those openings in the fenders there and wheel wells. I got them centered, but man, I tell you that those leaf springs, I got the back all cut off and boxed in and got it looking good, squared off pretty good. Back with the tailgate. That tailgate still opens. But this front end, you see the leaf springs, they stick way out forward. I thought it looked kind of goofy at first, and then I thought, well, there's nothing I can do. If I move those back, then the wheelbase is off. So I thought, daggone, I'm gonna leave it. This winch was actually mounted up underneath here, out of the kit that way, so I just cut it off and thought I'd put it up here on top. So I cut everything off the top, put me a little platform up there. Nothing's glued in place, it's just sitting there. And I thought I would take that winch and clean it up a little bit more and maybe wrap some chain around that and let the hook hang down. I still haven't made up my mind. You guys got any suggestions what I could do with this front end? Let me know. I'm open for suggestions on this, because this is still kind of early in the game yet, fellas. Then I found me a gas tank. Thought I'd put me a fuel cell back there. I wanted to keep this is the old style filler neck right here for the 37 Ford. I'm going to put that on there, and I thought I might put me a tube to run from the filler neck to the tank. I thought that looked pretty cool. Still kind of up in the air about it. Not sure, but now, like I said, I was thinking about these tires and I wanted something a little bit smaller, so I actually went out and I bought this same kit, but actually in the 1/32 scale. I thought the tires would be more fitting, and here's the tires from the 1/32 scale. And I first thought they looked pretty cool, but then I thought, man, the bad thing is all this suspension is set up for these bigger tires. If I put these on, the truck's going to be jacked up way too high, and these tires are down too low, and it just looks too funny. And I'd have to do a whole ton of work on that suspension to get it to go up into that body higher. And man, I tell you, I just didn't want to do that. So I scrapped that idea. But then I got thinking about these wheels and tires, and you know what? I think I'm going to use them on this Bronco. I think that might look pretty cool. Get you guys dizzy here. But I thought, because here's the stock wheels and tires that come in the Bronco kit. So I thought, you know what? I might put these big old tires on there. That'd look pretty cool. Wouldn't take a whole lot to lower that, or not lower, but get that suspension up a little bit higher and put these old nice tires underneath there. Because this is a really nice looking kit. I've had it open and it's really nice looking. And this is all new tooling. So I really like that. So anyway, guys, that's where I'm at on that. Let me get this out of the way here. Get you guys dizzy again. Well, let me show you what I got here. We're going to take this, like I said, this is all just sitting here. Nothing's glued in place. The engine's not glued in. This is all just, you know, the trial fitting. But here's what I got on the suspension. You can see the work that I've done here. Boy, I had to do a lot of cutting, and a lot of things had to be shortened. But I've got it pretty good. Got the drive shafts in place. The problem I'm having now is, let me get this winch out of the way here. I'll leave it. When the engine is setting up in here, the engine is actually too high, and I really don't have any place for the drive shaft. Let me get my pointer. The drive shaft is supposed to connect to the back of the tail shaft on the transmission and go in right here. But that transmission actually, yeah, it sets up about right here, right over top of it. So I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with that. But that's what I've got. But man, I tell you what, this took a lot. I shaved everything off the sides of this chassis, everything off the sides, cut the back off and the front. And boy, I tell you what, that was a little bit of a chore. And I put me here's the original motor mount right there. I had to put another one in up here on the body to support that engine because this one was too low. That's where that engine should be sitting, down in there, and that way, let me get my pointer again. That way maybe the tail shaft from the transmission would hook up to right here, to that transfer case. But I wanted that engine up a little bit higher, get those 2.4s just underneath the top of that hood, because I think I'm going to put, this is what I'm planning on doing, guys. I think I'm going to take the stock hood and I'm going to cut it off right along that seam right there, and I'm just going to use the top section of it. Let me get this thing down here. I'm just going to use the top piece, and that's going to go on. Sit right on there. I think that's how I'm going to do it. But guys, I'm getting there. It's slow. I'm still kind of eyeballing this all out. I need some suggestions about what to do up there on front. You know, I'm still kind of up in the air on that. You know, what I need to do or what would look good, but I think she's coming about. I think I'm gonna leave those big old tires on there. They look pretty cool. The color, I'm thinking I'm gonna do this color again. That looks pretty cool. Man, I tell you what, I really wish I had some decals that said old news, because that one was bad news. That's a 66 Chevy pickup body. And since this one is old, 37 Ford, I thought, man, that'd look cool if I had a decal that said old news on it. But I don't know. All right, fellas, I think I'm gonna turn you loose here. I think I've talked enough and bored everybody enough, but I appreciate you guys coming here and watching and asking about this one. So, all right, I'm done.